Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can't hear you!
Aye, aye, Captain!
Oh!
Hello, scholars. Hello, hello, it's so very good to see you. Hello, hello, how are you today? Hello, hello, it's so very good to see you. Hello, hello, time to sing and play. It is so wonderful to be with all of you today. There are no announcements or anything we need to talk about before we get started, so let's get to it. Let's stretch. Roll your shoulders forward and then back. Wiggle your wrists around. Wiggle your fingers slowly. Wiggle your toes. Reach up to the ceiling if you can, and then down to your toes. Feel the stretch in the back of your legs. And then slowly stand up. Then move your neck in one direction. Feel this nice stretch. Go the other direction. Take a deep breath in. Let it out. Deep breath in. Let it out. Let's breathe in for 10 seconds. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then let it out in 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's do that one more time and make sure that we don't lift our shoulders up or do anything weird in order to breathe in. Just use your diaphragm, expanding it in order to inhale and then exhaling and letting it go in. So breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold and let out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Nice job, everybody. For Zumba Rhythm today, every grade is going to be adding ta-ah into the mix. Ta-ah looks like this, and it fills up 2 beats of music. How we can tell the difference between ta-ah and ta, or their fancy music names, half note and quarter note, is a half note's note head isn't filled in. Let's compare and contrast. Ta-ah. Ta. Ta. Ta-ah. Simple enough, right? So let's say 4 ta-ahs in a row. 1, 2, ready, go. Ta-ah. Ta-ah, ta-ah, ta-ah. So as an example, if we have a rhythm that goes ta-ah, ti-ti-ta, let's read through it all together. 1, 2, ready, go. Ta-ah, ti-ti-ta. Nice job. Now let's get to it. Okay, scholars, like I said, we have ta-ah, and then we have rests, quarter rests to be specific, inside of our Zumba rhythm. Here we go. Ta-ah, ti-ti-ta. Tiki-tiki, ta-ah. Tiki-tiki-ti-ti, tiki-tiki-ti-ti. Tiki-tiki-ta, tiki-tiki. I hope you all all manage to stay in control of your body. It's going to continue to be difficult with all of our ta-ahs and our rests. Here we go. Ta-ah, ti-ti-ta. Tiki-tiki. Ta-ah. Tiki-tiki-ti-ti-tiki-tiki-ti-ti. Tiki-tiki-ta-ah, tiki-tiki. Nice job. Remember, 2 more times through. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready. And ta-ah, ti-ti-ta. Tiki-tiki, ta-ah. Tiki-tiki-ti-ti, tiki-tiki-ti-ti. Tiki-tiki-ta-ah, tiki-tiki. For ta-ah, we don't need to necessarily jump up and down twice. Just stay put through the second beat. 1, 2, ready, and ta-ah, ti-ti-ta. Tiki-tiki, ta-ah. Tiki-tiki-ti-ti, tiki-tiki-ti-ti. Tiki-tiki-ta-ah, tiki-tiki. Well done, first and second graders. Great job. Let's move on to the final part of our warm-up today. Before we begin our activities, let's finish warming up our bodies, brains, and our voices with a quick vocal warm-up. Let's start off with a couple of vocal sirens, so going from the lowest of our lows to the highest of our highs in a beautiful singing voice. Let's start on an ooh. Ooh. Let's do 2 more of those in a row. Ooh. Nice job. Can everybody place their hands in front of their diaphragm? I know you can't see me doing it, but place your hands in front of your diaphragm and let's go. Hoo, hoo, hoo. He, he. Ha, ha, ha. Shh, shh, shh. Nice job. Now let's do 8 shushes in a row. 1, 2, ready, go. Shh, 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 shh. Nice job. Let's do 12 in a row. 1, 2, ready, go. Shh, 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 shh. Very good. And now let's do 1 long shh, almost like you were putting it through a large straw, and keep it nice and steady. Ready, and go. Keep going, keep going, keep going as long as you can. Shh. And then when you get to the end of your breath, just let it all out. And then nice, deep breath in. Very good. Let's move on to our first thing. For our first activity today, we are going to review a song. At least it'll be review for almost every single one of us if we've been here at Balboa before. This song is called Bounce, and it's a great way to practice some rhythm, to practice tempo, which is how fast or slow the beat is. Plus, the game is also just super fun. So here's how it goes. Bounce high, bounce low, bounce the ball to Shiloh. Bounce high, bounce low, don't bounce it on your toe. I don't know who Shiloh is, but whatever. Let's sing it again. 1, 2, ready, go. Bounce high, bounce low, bounce the ball to Shiloh. Bounce high, bounce low, don't bounce it on your toe. So here's how the game works. If you're playing by yourself, the first thing you need is basically sort of like a ball of some kind. It can be any ball that you want to use. It depends on what you're trying to land the ball in. As you can tell, not only are we going to be bouncing the ball, but we're also going to be trying to shoot it into something with a bounce shot. So you need something that can both bounce steadily and then also be easy to shoot into something else. As an example, today I'm going to use a tennis ball and this small trash can. So all you do is just bounce the ball to the beat of the song, and you have to keep up with the speed of your bounce. So like this. Bounce high, bounce low, bounce the ball to Shiloh. I can make it an easier, smaller bounce, but then you guys wouldn't be able to see it. Anyway, I think you get the idea. You have to go all the way through the song, and then you get to earn a chance at a bounce shot. Trash can's over here. You can't see it. Definitely didn't make it. Hopefully you'll have better luck. If you happen to have the fortune to play with somebody else, here's a way that you can make it a little bit more interesting. One person can bounce the ball, and your job is to speed up and slow down as much as you can to try and mess the other person up. If the other person messes up, then they don't get a shot. But if they go along with you perfectly, then they earn the shot. And then you just switch off from there. You could even, if you're careful, and of course if you get your parents' permission, try making your bounce shots from interesting places, like this. Yes! Like this. Ah! 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 No! Finally, oh my goodness. You get the idea. Let's sing the song one more time. Bounce high, bounce low, bounce the ball to Shiloh. Bounce high, bounce low, don't bounce it on your toe. If you're stopping now to play, have fun. If not, keep on watching and we'll start our next activity. All right, so first, second, third, fourth, and fifth graders, we are all going to be starting from the same place today because we all need to review a very important idea in music that will be new to some of us, but for a lot of us is something that we've seen before. We're going to simply be reviewing the idea of the staff in music. So let's turn our attention to the screen. I'm going to show you a couple of examples, and then we're going to walk through an activity that can teach some of you all the things we need to know about the staff and the way that notes work in our staff. The staff is this group of 5 lines that we see right here. And here we see sort of 3 staves, that's the plural for staff, connected on this piece of sheet music. But as soon as we see these 5 lines going across, we know that that's a staff. Here's another example. So we have a staff here, and then another, and then there's a couple of different lines for this staff. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we treat that almost like we're reading a book. So we read from left to right, and then we drop down to the next staff, and we keep going. Okay, and then you can also see a bunch of staves on this piece of music because this is a classical score. So here we have staves for, we have a staff for a flute, 2 more flutes, another flute, and the list goes on and on. I mean, we already have 3 just for flutes, so we can imagine that it's pretty crazy how many different staves we have for how many different instruments you might have in an orchestral piece. Anyway, that all being said, we are going to turn our attention to this review for the staff. So let's follow along. Music is written on 5 lines called the staff. So we're just going to drag the lines to the dots to make a 5-line staff. So imagine if you were making your own sheet music so that you could put your own notes and rhythms into it, then you would pretty much do a similar thing. You would just draw 5 lines like this, and then you have your staff. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's the way that we'll count. We'll go from the bottom going up. A clef is given at the beginning of each staff. The treble clef circles the note G. So this is the treble clef, this thing right here, and I imagine it's familiar to all of us because we've seen it a bunch of times in something like Zumba rhythm, right? We actually always have one of these treble clefs on top of the staff that we're reading during Zumba rhythm. And just like they said, this little twirly part right here, this circles around the note G, and we'll get to more about that in a second. Okay, so drag the words to fill in the blanks. Just a quick review of the general ideas that we just learned. A blank is given at the beginning of each blank. Let's see what we have here. Okay.
Let's see. I'm going to say a clef is given at the beginning of each staff. Okay? That's how we know what the different lines and spaces mean. And we'll get more about that in just a moment as well. The treble clef circles the note G. And the treble clef is used for higher notes. Okay? So now, just so we can see exactly where it's placed, drag the treble clef to the staff. And if we were writing it out ourselves, this would probably be a fine place. If you were handwriting it, I would say you could even do it a little bit bigger so that you see how the top right here, it goes above, and then it has more of this to circle the second line, which is the note G. Okay, and then this can drop down a little farther below. So these are a little bit small, but for now, we can drag them over here and it'll work. Okay, the lines are numbered from the bottom to the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your hand is 5 fingers, just like the staff has 5 lines. So drag the numbers from the hand staff to the staff. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome. Now place the note on the line. So we're going to take the whole note that we have here and place it on line 1. And you'll notice now the line sort of cuts through the middle of it. That's exactly what we want when we're placing notes on line. Oh, it tells me to put it on line 5. There we go. And line 2. Oh, I misread this one. That needs to be line 3. And then we have line 4. Good. Notes can also be placed in spaces. This is a little different. The spaces are numbered from the bottom to the top. So here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4. So our staff has 5 lines and 4 spaces. Your hand staff has spaces. Drag the numbers from the hand staff to the regular music staff. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you'll notice that I put them basically directly in between 2 lines as opposed to on top of them. So place the note in the space. And I'll do the same sort of thing, placing it inside the first space and counting up 1, 2 to the third space, counting up 1, 2 to the second space, and then to the fourth space. Awesome. Very good. Now, at this point, I'm going to start getting certain grades out to their activity, but others of us, if this is still review, we're going to need to have more information in order to get done what we need to get done today. So, if you ever just immediately transition out, keep following along. That's where you're supposed to go. Okay, so second graders, we are going to be composing our own melodies today, which is pretty cool. I imagine that some of you are like, I don't know how to compose. I don't know how to write music. And you actually do, because all it takes is a little bit of knowledge and some creativity. Yeah, I said that word weird. Creativity and imagination. There we go. So we're going to be on Music Play Online for today. And the link that I give to your teachers or is in the YouTube description, that link is going to take you to here. But you're going to need to make your way over to the bar that's over on the left for me. I hope it's on the left for you. But if not, you'll just have to track it down and find Melody Composition. And then click on Interactive Melody Composition, okay? Then that means that this window is going to pop up and you're all gonna head to level 2, okay? So here we go. We are gonna be composing a 3-note melody today. So we have a couple of things we need to talk through before you can get started. We have 2 beats, and then we have a dashed line, 2 more beats, dash line, 2 more beats, dash line, and 2 more beats. So technically we have 8 beats that we need to fill up, and we can fill them up with 3 different things in terms of rhythm. We can fill them up with a ta, a TT, or a quarter rest. And the quarter rest is sort of looks like a Z right now, which I don't really get, but whatever. That's going to be the way it looks for today. And then in respect to the notes that you can use, because we're composing a 3-note melody, we can use mi, so, and la. Those are our 3 options. So if we drag the notes or the rest to the first line, then we have mi, and the second line is so, and then above the line is la. Okay? So I just pressed reset so I could wipe the slate clean, and now I'm just going to go through it myself, and then we'll see if we like how it sounds. Okay. I'm just going to throw a bunch of random stuff out there and see if I like it. But I might be trying to like hear it in my head as I go along. Mi, mi, la, mi, mi, la, so, rest. I want to start with that. Can I? There we go. Mi, mi, la, so, oh, mi, 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 so, 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 so. I'm going to go T, 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 ta. Okay, let's see if I'm going to press play and see if we like it. Cool. Yeah, I like that a lot. Awesome. So this is a participation activity for today, which means that as soon as you finished filling out your or composing your 3-note melody, then just take a screenshot and send it to your teacher, or you can share your screen with them however you and your teacher are doing this activity. With that, you can all get started. And once again, remember that if you want to just sort of try again, if you don't like what you do the first time, you can press reset, or if you just want to change a couple of individual notes or rests, all you have to do is click on them and it will erase that particular beat's worth of notes or rest. Okay? Awesome. Hope you all have fun. Thank you so much, scholars, for being with me today. We're finally done. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, a fantastic rest of your week, and I will see you next time.